All right. Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and we are here with our mastermind group. And we do this every Tuesday at noon Central Time. We have people across America attending, and we welcome all of you that you're going to just love this session. It's going to take you into the new world, if you will. We're living in the new world. I'm going to give you new terminology. I'm going to share with you trends, and then specifically, I'm going to show you a way that you're going to increase your business immediately. And so I have some examples that just to kind of wet the whistle, if you will, that I have one agent that has $2.6 million worth of business, and that was all within the last month because of the strategy that I'm going to share with you. And we have Victor there. If you can see Victor, Victor is a new agent, and he used the referral program that we have, and that takes me to actually our first point, that I'm going to give you a lot of amazing information today that I guarantee you will increase your business. And then afterwards, we can talk about it and everything. And so we're going to do the same way, that basically I'll start out, share all the good news and the good updates and the new strategies to build your business. And then we can all talk about that and share and what you like best, etc. And this is for all real estate professionals, and so we welcome you all and thank you for coming today. Here, I think, and I've been talking to a lot of you about, like some people have been saying, "Hey, where's my stuff?" In other words, they haven't gotten their stuff yet, and they haven't had more business or whatever. And so my counsel to you is this: that you really need to go where it feels best. And so I'll give you an example that Ryan and I were talking today about Victor, and one of the ways that Victor did, and we'll talk to him later on this, that one of the ways that he was able to build his business, where he has, I don't know, 5, 6 deals right now, it's just amazing, that, and a brand new agent, that what Ryan did is Ryan asked him, "Hey, tell me a little about your background, whatever." And he mentioned the school he went to, and he said, "Oh my goodness, you need to connect with your school." And so he got referrals through what was the easiest path. So think of this also as the path of least resistance, the easiest path. So who do you know? What do you like? I was talking to an agent yesterday. They were talking about when I brought up new home building, they said, "Oh, I love new home building, and I know new home builders." Well, that's all you need. Once you say, "Oh, I love," or once, "Gee, you know a bunch of them," or whatever, that's where you want to go. So I would suggest that you get a pen and paper to write down some of this information. It's really just hot off the press, as it always is, and it's going to talk, I'm going to share with you trends, and really to write it down, because some of the stuff you'll say, "Oh, I know that," but this will elevate you to be the professional, preferred real estate agent, okay? The one using the new language, the new interests, what people are most interested in. And so it's just not about you knowing, it's about you knowing and then sharing your expertise. And this is about connecting, because all of these people, no matter what strategy you use, all of these people need to, mute all here. All of these people need to be connected with. You need to talk to them, okay? And so, what are you going to talk to them about, and what's on the top of their mind? And so, I'm going to share that with you. So, ready? Here we go. Let's get going. You're going to love this. We're going to not only go over these trends and then specific strategies, but we're going to do a financial abundance mindset that will put you in the place of accepting and receiving financial abundance. So hang on to your seats, folks. It's going to be a ride. So, number one, I want you to write down the word remote. So, The world is going remote, and that's the terminology that people are, hey, everything is remote. Another word for that is virtual. But what that starts doing for you as you start thinking about that is you start thinking, how am I going to be doing my business more remote, more virtual? Because that's the way people will, especially right now as we start opening up here, that people are going to want to do things more remotely, more virtually. So we have all the answers for you on that, that we have virtual open houses, we have virtual showings, we have meetings on how to be able to have meetings, and there's all kinds of ways. And under my business model, we have even more ways to be able to literally be an avatar and sit at a table with your clients. Okay, we got all kinds of opportunity, the meeting rooms, and so just know that when you need something like that, you need to just contact me, and I can hook you up with all that. The other word is clean. People and versus green. Okay, so people were about 3 months ago talking a lot about green, and it's still important, but it's not as important as clean. So you want to think about, hey, how are you going to have a clean showing? And so, hey, we're going to, not that if they're going to be in the house, that, please open up all the doors, turn on all the lights, we're not going to touch anything. And there's all those things. And, in my previous podcast, you can actually watch these because we record them every week, and you're going to be able to know exactly what to do, what to say, on that, or again, contact me. But clean versus green, okay? The other thing that I want you to know, and I'm going to share with you some trends that are happening, but it's new homes. I want you to really think about, is this my strategy as we start opening up here? Remember, I told you that, I shared with you that all these changes in the world, because all they are is changes in the world, it's going to bring so much opportunity for us. And it has brought us millions of dollars of real estate business, and it will bring you millions of dollars of real estate business as well. And so new homes, think about that, because we have a whole strategy on new homes that will, and new homes is the name of the game, and you'll see in the trends here is new homes. I see Teresa there doing a little happy dance, that, yeah, she's the expert at new homes, that she has developed a new home where she has gone to new home builders, already gotten deals within the last couple of weeks out of it, and every new home builder she's gone to has said yes to her, everyone. And so I don't know what that number is, but 3, 4, 5, whatever that is. But, they just keep on saying yes, because you all are becoming irresistible. And because you have the knowledge, because you are high flying, you're fun to be with, that's where you want to be. And that's why I suggest you every Tuesday at noon, be on the Mastermind and be with me, because it'll help you. It'll get you away from these other thoughts that don't make you feel good. In fact, I just had a lady who was put on Facebook stuff like, oh, there were, 70,000 people, that have died from the virus, and this is so bad. I feel so bad for their families. It's like, there were 3 times more people that died on the roads, okay, in car accidents. And so we could sit here all day feeling sorry for, does that help anybody? Well, in fact, today, she just had contacted me, and she didn't go to my Health, Wealth, and Success on Wednesday. And she's now seeing a doctor because she has a heart problem and high blood pressure. Why? Because she's been thinking about stuff she doesn't want. So again, for us to stop thinking about all that stuff, it doesn't do us or anybody else any good. We're the uplifters. We're the leaders here. And so that's why you want to invite everybody you know to tomorrow's Health, Wealth, and Success at noon Central, because that's just about health, wealth, and success, to get people's mindset on what they do want. So because whatever you focus on grows, so they can start creating the things that they want, not what they don't want. Remember, I shared with you on one of these, in fact, on Health, Wealth, and Success, the eight-year-old little boy that I helped. He's all afraid in his bed, shaking because of the terrible world. In 10 minutes, I turned that kid around, and he went running out, happy, hugging his parents, all happy to go out and breathe some fresh air. And here he just wanted to be locked up in his room, thinking that he would be safe. We're all safe. We're all well. We are surrounded by the light of God, and everything is fine. And for us to understand that. So back to hang around me, okay? Come on these Tuesdays. Come on Wednesday, invite everybody that you know. On Tuesdays, invite every real estate professional you know, mortgage, title, other real estate agents, whatever. And then on Thursday, the GPS to your real estate success for just real estate agents, so you can share the good news with them. We have the biggest opportunities right now sitting for you to grow your business and grow your wealth. So back to this on some key things. So it's remote, it's clean, it's new homes, it's frontline responders. So there are first line responders and there are frontline responders. So first line responders are, police, typically police and medical emergency, EMS, and fire. But frontline are the people that stock the shelves, the doctors, the nurses, all of these people that are coming to get us. Do you know that we are our first line responders? Like, we're an essential position because we provide a roof over people's head. It's just amazing, So we have the right to be able to go out there and help people and serve people. And so let's get out there and do that. And if you're in any type of temperate climate, so some of you I know are in New Jersey, and so this doesn't apply to you yet because you're what's called a hot spot. We are not in Dallas. So if you're in DFW or Texas, we're not a hot spot. It got over 90 degrees, all viruses, the flu goes away. The sun has been proven to kill all the viruses. So we've had tons of sunshine. So you don't have to be concerned about that. What you should do instead is, why don't you focus on building your life, building your business, your health, your wealth. And so you can do that as you only think about what you want. So frontline responders, first line responders. The other thing about those positions is virtually all of them have jobs and have income, which means they're potential home buyers and sellers. They're also that these professions, let's take police and fire, they've been around forever. It's like not brand new. So which means there's millennials in there, okay? There are and we're going to talk about millennials here in a second, but that might be your niche. So I want you today to identify what's going to be my niche. Is it going to be new homes? Is it going to be frontline responders? Is it going to be millennials? But that's why you want to write all these things down, because afterwards I want you to just breathe deeply and then ponder upon this and look for where the charge is. Look for where the energy, the love is, and that's where I want you to go and do. As long as you do that, it doesn't matter what your decision is, as long as you make a decision and you feel good about it, okay? Because I want none of us to go out and make 100 calls today, okay? That doesn't feel good. Now, there might be 1 out of 1,000 that, do want to go make cold calls, but most of us don't like that and don't have to, that, we have the answers here. So another one is millennials. And so write down millennials. And then the other point to recognize, and again, when you're talking to these buyers and sellers, is people aren't as concerned with the value of the home as they are with the monthly payment. So things have changed, folks. So it's more about how much do I have to pay each month. It's not so much about the value. Okay, so those are some good kind of top line things to think about. And so I want to now get into trends and where we are, where we're going, because the changes in the world, if you're flowing with those changes, you're going to reap all the benefits. So like we are all going to have a magnificent harvest. And if you want that harvest really easy and simple, just follow along here. So first of all, we are expecting financial stability. So within the economy, we're expecting financial stability. How do we know that? The stock market has only decreased by about 11%. I mean, if this were a regular, like a recession that, regular recession where the economy wasn't good, the banks weren't good, the real estate industry wasn't good, et cetera, that the stock market would be plummeting down to its lowest mark in, 50 years. Instead, it went down right away, and now it is starting to go up and up significantly. So it's down about 10% right now. We've had, April was one of the biggest, it was the biggest gain in like 39 years, okay? So what the stock market does is predict the future. And why is this important to you? Because you want to start talking to this information with your people that you're serving. You need to help them understand, hey, the stock market indicates the future. And the stock market last month went up greater than it has in like 39 years. So which tells us the future is bright. There is financial stability, because a lot of people are thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to buy yet. What's going to happen? What's going to happen is stock market's going to be higher than ever, that the economy is going to be bigger than ever. And the more that we could share that good news, the more the confidence of the people are, and the more that everything is going to grow. Because, this economy that when people, so we'll give you another example, because everything is shut down and, the government has done this, that they basically killed 10,000 people. There will be at least 10,000 people that commit suicide because of this economic condition. Whereas we're talking about all this growth and opportunity, 10,000 people are out there that will do that. The other thing is, and it's really amazing, and and I share this with you to understand that, we're not committing suicide, and we're living in the same world, okay? We each create our own experience with our own thoughts, and you guys are on the cutting edge and the leaders of that, because you're on this podcast, because you get it, because you're saying, I want to be, do, and have more. I want to take advantage of the opportunities. And so just know that the other thing I want to share with you is that on average, most people have lost at least a year of their life because of all the fear and the worry that they had. And so all of this stuff and, staying in and, fear of, the silent killer and all this, it's just all nonsense. All it's doing is, if you accept that stuff, it's going to take away from your life. And so who are you interested in more? Are you interested in the 70,000 people you don't know? And this is really a big number when you look that there's 300 million people. So 99.99% of the people are fine. And we're going to focus on that? No way. No way. Who are you more concerned with? Are you more concerned with you and your family, or those people that you can't do anything with? And so, and I know the answer. It's you and your family and your loved ones and each other. We all care and love each other. And that's why we have this, today, and why we'll be able to, be out and talk here that, hey, we're the connectors, we're the lovers, we're the uplifters on this. Okay, so the future is bright. Even the stock market tells it is, even though if you read the news, the stock market's down. And one of the biggest months ever last month, okay? And it's continuing to grow. Another one is foreclosures aren't going to be a hot item. In most recessions, foreclosures are, but there is called government forbearance. And these government forbearance options are going to actually minimize foreclosures. So if your strategy is foreclosures, you maybe want to think twice about that, because that's not where all the good energy is, where the good opportunities are, okay? And again, what I would do is I'd write down foreclosures, write that word down, and then maybe put an X over it as far as, unless I get a super charge out of that, I don't want to have that as my strategy on foreclosures, okay? Now, here's a great thing that, again, most people, so if you know a little about real estate, you'd say, oh, real estate prices are going to plummet. Well, actually, they're not going to. The supply of houses is tight, and that's going to keep pricing relatively stable. So prices have gone down a little, 2-3%, overall will happen this year. But so the good news is that, they were going up like this, and they were getting to a point where they were almost going a little bit overvalued, okay? That what they've done is they've settled in to a very reasonable price. So for your buyers, as well as your sellers, hey, now's the time. Now's the time to sell, because you've got a good, stable price for and for buyers. And hey, now's the time to sell it. In fact, you might even get a 2-3% discount on it. And again, I'm telling you, no other agents in the world have this information and are using this, and all combined in one thing where, again, I want you to write that down so it's top of your mind, maybe even write it several times and rewrite it afterwards to really get it in there, so you can just have it flow right off your tongue as you're speaking with people on what a professional, knowledgeable, up-to-date, to the minute, real estate agent, real estate professional that you are. So the other good news is, and again, this gets a little bit more detailed, but the amount of the homes aren't dropping to where that they owe money. And so again, in the last recession, what happened is they just plummeted down in 07, 08. They plummeted down where they were backwards. And so people had to sell. Well, that's not happening at this time. So people don't need to have to do that. And what that's good is, again, stability for real estate. Housing activities will now start picking up, and they'll even pick up more this summer. So good news. So what do we have? And remember, I shared with you, we have this 6-month window that is just amazing for us real estate agents. And most real estate agents, by the way, are out there thinking, hey, I'm going to sleep in today and not watch this because there's no business going on. There's all kinds of business going on. And I literally have agents doing millions of dollars worth of business. And like Danny just picked up another ranch. We're selling ranches, we're selling houses that, we're helping first responders, we're serving people, we're serving more people than ever, because those people aren't out there, and so thus they're not in the spotlight like you are in the spotlight. Buyers are, what happened there? Can you guys see me here? Oh, Danny Robinson, you need to stop your screen, please. You just shared with everybody. Danny, Danny. This will stop other screen sharing. Okay, never mind. I got you. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And let me see where we are here. Need to get out of there. Okay, there we are back. Hey, quit playing with all your knobs. That's this new technology, right? That we're the technology whizzes. Okay. Other things. So the whole real estate industry has changed for this year. Spring used to be the biggest time of the year. It's now changed to fall. And so you go like, oh my God, this is great. It's our fall harvest, okay? But it's happening right now. And so spring, it's starting to go, but it's not going to go as great as it is in fall. So just know, hey, the next few months for us real estate professionals, it's just going to be fabulous, okay? Buyers are more focused on the monthly payment versus the sticker price. That's what I shared with you a little bit earlier, but a way to look at that is so you want to be talking their language. They're more interested in the monthly payment versus the sticker price. Lender's pipeline right now is like really full. Why? Because of the refis and interest is so low. So one of the things to note is interest rates are low. So that's another reason. I mean, there's so many good things happening for us, guys. It's like this is exploding on us, okay? It's the lowest mortgage rates that they've ever been. And lenders' pipeline is going to slow down a little now, which is good news because rates are going to even drop a little bit more. So we already have historically low rates, and they're going to drop in the next couple of months. They're going to drop even more. Now, the other thing to be aware of is loans will be a little bit harder to come by. And so there's what's called the credit availability index. And it's the lowest in 6 years, which means how easy is it to get a mortgage? It's getting a little bit more difficult. Why do you need to know that? You need to tell your buyers, make sure you don't go buy a refrigerator right now, okay? Make sure that you have good credit because right now they're going to get, you know, in the months ahead here. So this is why they have to prepare now for your buyers need to know that, hey, you need to keep your credit and really be working on your credit. Another huge opportunity, folks, and again, I'd write this down. 72 million millennials. Millennials are ages 24 to 39, and they're moving into what's called their peak nesting years. So are millennials somebody you want? Just give me 1% of that. Okay, 72 million millennials. It's the baby boomers are going away, that these millennials are coming up. And before they weren't actually buying, they were doing more renting. Well, that is changing now because they're nesting, which means they have kids and they can't be, they don't want to be in those apartments. They want to have the backyard, etc. So, and I'll get a little bit more into that a little bit later. Older homeowners are reluctant to move. And so, so understand that, hey, they need to right size. There are ways, so they're a little reluctant to move. What we do is we help those older homeowners to realize that, hey, you're in too big of a home, rates are lowest ever, and it's a way for you to be able to right size and lower your, your monthly, again, it's that monthly nut that people are looking at. And so to just give you a feel for what's going on in the United States, and then again, most of us are in Texas, DFW, but again, we have people from all over the US, but just so give you a little idea what's going on out there in the world, that LA buyers are higher than a year ago. There are more buyers right now in LA than there was a year ago, which means things are really opening up. And even though California hasn't opened up, LA is, and we have lots of buyers also. And so in just about every market you do. The markets that if you're in these markets, pretty much it's not applicable. I share with you, New York, Philly, New Jersey, Boston, Detroit, they're slow. So if you're in those markets, that we pray for you and know that there's plenty of opportunity, but not as much opportunity as virtually, I think I know every one of your markets that every one of you are in, and your markets are exploding and they are moving out. There are more buyers coming, more sellers coming up. So we have lots of great opportunity. So home prices have basically recovered since the Great Recession, but are not overvalued. Again, that's something that a buyer and sellers need to, understand, and now you understand on how that is. New home construction is surpassing their 20-year average. New homes is the name of the game. Remember, I shared with you, supply is tight And there are more new homes out there than the 20-year average, and more being built. So I had, so I'm going to give you a strategy right now, and an example of it. So one of my agents went to a new home buyer and said, hey, I'd like to do a video on your, your community that you're building and your different new homes, and I'll put it up on Facebook and whatever. And from that, along with some other steps that I'll share with you later, but from that agent, in the last like 5 weeks, is $2.6 million. And one of the hot areas is these new homes. And then custom homes also hasn't slowed a bit. So that may be a niche. Again, do you know a custom home builder? I know one in this area right here, and if you contact me, I'll let you know who it is, whatever. But he just does spec homes, and he's got all kinds of spec homes that he's in the process of building, and all high end, at least $750,000 or more. And he wants to sell those babies. Well, you could be there to knock on that door. And then again, it's all a matter of you writing down, looking for where is the energy there. What is something that I love to do, and then run and do it. Another factor is unemployment. And just so you understand what's going on across America, that Las Vegas has 38% unemployment. Why? Because of the type of jobs they do, a lot of tourism and everything. Orlando, 32%. Honolulu, 26%. Miami, 25%. So a lot of leisure, hospitality, retail is impacted. The other areas, though, are good. And so most of us are we're in the best economy. We got everything going for us. And so all we need to do is go, okay? Longer term, the millennials are now back to millennials, they're getting married, they're having children. And here's a key about millennials. They're leaving the city to smaller cities and the suburbs. So if you're in a suburb, you want to think about, hey, that's cool. And how am I going to now attract millennials? And again, if you just start asking for those questions, you'll get answers. And I have answers for you. I know where to get answers, et cetera, for that. And then understand that there's just more flexibility to work remotely. And so we're going to see more of a migration to suburbs and less expensive cities. And so think about where you are, and if you're in a suburb, woohoo, and less expensive cities, or if you're in the city, they got these new model home buildings that you got new homes that are being, and so there's all kinds of opportunity, and again, for you to be able to have that opportunity. So this is it ends as far as what the trends are and everything. And I want to now share with you, and then we're going to open. Actually, I want to open it up. And any questions and comments about the trends and where we are? We're about halfway through this. And any thoughts on what did you like best? What did you learn that you didn't know? Come share with me. Alvin, what did you like? Oh, you got to unmute.
I like the encouragement to focus and really just do something about what you're focusing on.
Yeah, right. That's great. That's great. And again, and the way that I would do that then is afterwards, take a look at your notes and then just say, what gives me a charge? What do I really like? And so far, Alvin, what do you think might be at the top of the list or near the top of the list? You got to unmute again.
I think that what I'm most immediately going to do is to start working on my virtual home marketing.
Awesome. Awesome. And can you tell us a little about that virtual home marketing? Like, what does that entail?
It's really, I have to really think about it. but what I'm believing that it's going to entail is really just getting the systems that I need
Yeah.
together, because it's a bit haphazard right now.
Got it. Got it. And so my quick little guide on that is communication. Use Zoom. And Zoom, I think, is free as long as you don't, there's ways to upgrade. Mine costs, I don't know, $100 a month or something. But I think for you just to have like these Zoom calls, so I just will call people, want a Zoom meeting, then, and we can help you with this, but like, don't make it too hard and don't invest too much time in building the system. So for example, if you have a buyer and they like this home, then talk to that agent, that's listing it, whatever, and say, hey, I'd like to do a virtual, ask your buyer, would you like to first do a virtual tour? And if they say yes, talk to the agent, see if they have a virtual tour set up. If not, if you can do it. And you can do a live one on Facebook Live with your client and tell them, hey, at 1 o'clock, tomorrow, let's meet on Facebook Live, and I'm going to go do that tour with you. So you don't need to make this a big project, spend a lot of money, none of that. Just do it as you have it as a priority. Hey, I'm the virtual guy now. I'm the virtual agent, and then I'm going to do Zoom, and then I'm going to just use the words on what you're going to do, but you don't have to worry about the technology, because really everything is easy and simple because you already do Facebook Live. Let's see, Facebook Live, and then let's see, and then Zoom, and really I think that's about all. The other one that you could do is, if they don't want to meet live, you could do a virtual open house where you get permission to go in, or you're the listing agent, and say, hey, I want to take pictures, and you just move with your camera and just go through your camera. And there's some software too that's very inexpensive that you can do, but just one step at a time. Just kind of Google it or ask me, and I'll give you some resources on it. But again, I wouldn't spend a lot of time on, hey, I'm going to spend the next week doing that. I'd rather have you invest the next week in talking with people, saying, hey, you're the virtual guy now. You're using the words now. You're using, I'm the remote guy, and I'm the virtual guy, and I can do everything virtually, and it's all clean. And this is where we just kind of summarize some of this information for you to be able to use on talking to the client on, hey, we could do this all clean for you. And they go, oh man, I just love that. Yeah, we could do it all remote for you. And you just use those 2 words and then just figure it out from there. And it's just one step at a time. We sometimes trip over ourselves because we look way out there and say, oh man, this is such a mountain and I got to go to the mountaintop. And you just need to get to the first peak. And the first peak will take the next one. That's beautiful. Any other thoughts before I share another goodie item for you?
Where do you see in the investment arena going?
Yeah, so basically what I have seen is that the investors have changed. My old investors, they're gone. And then I have new investors. So there are some people that have set themselves up prime because of their situation, however it happened to where they are. So there's lots of investors, and you should work with investors. A lot of agents have this negative attitude about, oh, I don't like working with investors. And what the heck, you can make $1 million every year with investors. That it depends on how much value you are to them. And oh, I only want to make 1%. Well, hold on. If you make 25 grand on this whatever investment, who cares if it's 1% or 20%? Okay, it's the actual dollars. So investors, and one of the opportunities we had shared on one of our earlier podcasts was this is a haven for investors because, and just one aspect of that is Airbnb. Those people that bought Airbnb, most of them were month to month, that they could afford it because they were getting this money in, and all of a sudden it stopped. And it not only stopped for a weekend, it stopped for a season and for 2-3 months. So there's all kinds of buy opportunities out there, just a matter of, you know, knowing which ones. But if any of you have a depressed home, have a you know, an apartment building, you think, a commercial, if you think you have something, I have investors that are eager to go out and buy. Now they're going to buy low, you know, they're looking to buy low, and they're looking for those people that are desperate, that can make their monthly, you know, nut on it, because whatever, the apartment building, the people just said, I'm not paying, and they don't have any money, they don't have any cash flow. And so they're in a bind, and so these investors will do it. But that's a huge opportunity for us, Chris. Is that helpful? Okay,
Yes,
great.
very much. Thank you.
Yep, you bet. Okay.
Dr. Hank, can I add a couple things?
Sure, you bet.
Hello.
Hey, Teresa.
Hello. Much love and admiration to everybody.
What's
Okay.
up, girl?
So a couple of things that I want to add that has come up in the last week and relates to Chris's question and will help Alvin as well.
Great.
Okay, so first of all, yay for OpCity. I encourage everybody to get on the OpCity that's provided for you. And here's why. You were talking about investors. There are, I probably have 3 investors right now that initially came from OpCity last year.
Awesome.
One of them needs to, 2 of them have 1031 exchanges. Because of COVID, they extended the 1031 exchange investments to July 15th. What that means is there are many people out there that sold properties in other states, they're relocating here or investing here, and they have to spend that money before July 15th to not have to pay capital gains.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got one investor that needs to spend her $295,000 before then.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking right now. I've got another investor who has another $295,000. She has chosen to go with, instead of cash, 3 different properties with mortgages.
Right.
Spread the wealth.
Awesome.
Yeah. And in addition to that, if you look at expired leases right now, or start keeping up with expired lease properties and look them up on the tax rolls, there are many, many one-time, 2-time home investors. I have another one that it was his prior home, his prior family home I'm working with today. And we're going through and deciding, should I lease it or should I sell it?
Mm-hmm.
And this is all coming from investors.
That's awesome.
So
And
they're out there.
And
They
if
are
I
out
can,
there.
and if I can, just so you everybody understand, it's OpCity, OPTCITY. Okay, and I would recommend that. So it's free. The commission goes to 60/40 under our thing, so you're going to pay a little bit more. Is that correct, Teresa?
I don't know.
Yeah. It is, but it doesn't matter because it's thousands of dollars. And again, just get margin out of your life, out of your head from forevermore. You know, it just doesn't matter. It's thousands of dollars. Nobody else can make thousands. You know, most people are on hourly jobs. Okay, so you know they're making 10, 20, whatever bucks an hour. You know, you're getting thousands. But OpCity, and then I have a video with Brennan, and you can email me, ask me for that. I'll email that back to you. But she got, in her first month with me, She got over $1 million worth of business just using OpCity, because she joined under my umbrella, and you can get OpCity and no money up front at all for these leads. But she also has how she talks to these people. And she talks fast. So I would, whenever she's talking and what she says to them, rerun it and write that down, because she has the perfect things. And so back to you, Teresa, but just spot on, Teresa, and with investors. Wow.
So what will come through on OpCity if you grab, so what I recommend is to grab everything. So it's a matter of seconds when it comes through to you, and you can accept or it's gone.
Yeah.
So these two investors that equal $600,000, what it came through as was an investor that wanted to only spend $50,000. And now she referred the second one, by the way. So now I've got two investors equaling $600,000 in properties that I need to help them purchase before July 15th. That's OpCity results. So a lot of stuff on there you'll see say that they want to lease a property for $1,500 a month. Well, I'm closing on the 15th with somebody like that I helped lease a property, and now they're purchasing a property in the same neighborhood. So it says a lot for OpCity and business development.
Yeah.
And I mean, out of $600,000, if this had come through the EXP that's free to us, I'm happy to pay whatever I got to pay. It's business that I wouldn't otherwise have, and it's so direct.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of people say about OpCity that, well, they're just looking for $1,300 a month. Listen, grab it, talk to them. I had another one that came through like that last year, and she referred her mother on a $700,000 home. So I want you to open your mind and, practice that abundance when you're talking to these folks, and listen to the wonderful tool that Dr. Hank just offered, and seriously dive into the OpCity. Try it for a year and come back and tell me how much business you did.
Yeah.
Because you'll report. Yeah.
Yep. And I've heard other people say in OpCity, they're not very good leads. You make them or not, that she was closing, I think it was like 70% of the leads that she had, she was closing. So it all depends on, and what she did, one of her techniques is that she looked at what they were, interested in or offering or whatever, and got to know the neighborhood a little. So did 5 minutes of research, called them up, and she just knocked their socks off. They went like, wow, you're really interested. So you just don't call them. Do a couple minutes research and, be able to do this, but that's fantastic. So Teresa, OpCity, investors, and where you can get investors, but also clients on that. And was there anything else? Did I catch all that?
So Tabitha and I have been talking.
Yeah.
Tabitha and I have been talking. So I just wanted to add, so if you look at the expiration of leases on MLS, and you go to the tax rolls, it gives the homeowner's address. So if it's about to expire in 3 months, here's what I'm seeing about the older investors. They want to sell those properties. They don't want to manage them anymore. So you can send a really nice letterhead letter to them at their real address, not the property address, 3 months before that lease expires, and offer to help them sell it or help them relist it. And before you know it, you're going to have all kinds of different business from that.
What does sell it and relist it? What's the difference between those two?
Okay. Yeah, I've got it up on the screen right now. So if I'm looking at lease properties, down at the bottom, you'll see where it shows where the lease is going to expire.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Talk about getting into it, folks. This is how to get business.
Okay, so this is so I'm doing the comps for a 4 p.m. today with this particular client that owns a home on Biloxi Drive. So I'm going through here and I'm looking at comps to be able to recommend to him it's time to sell it or it's time to lease it when the tenant moves out. So ironically, he came through one of my videos on Facebook. Yes, folks, there is leads coming through your Facebook, and I highly recommend videos. So if you go down to the bottom, sorry, and you look at the lease date right here, that means that this was leased on 9/25/2019. So if you go to the tax rolls and you look up this address, you're going to find the owner and you're going to send them a letter to their primary residence because this is going to expire on 9/25/2020. Does that make sense?
Where's that date?
Can you see it right here?
Oh, I guess it's on the right there, huh? Yeah, I can't see it because.
So what you're, yeah. So if you take a neighborhood, take your own neighborhood or take a neighborhood, whatever, and just do a residential lease search. And let's say 20 of these come up. And then you go here to look at when was it leased. So this particular property was leased on September 25th, 2019. So when you go to the tax rolls to get Mr. and Mrs. Smith who own this property and are leasing it, you know that on 9/25/2020, it's going to expire. So now would be a great time to contact them and find out if they would be interested in selling the property in September of this year, or if they would be interested in you assisting them with listing it for lease.
Listing it for lease. Got it. Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, what I'm hearing from them is I don't want to hold the doors or be an investor anymore. I want to sell the property in September. I don't want to lease it.
Great.
So
Awesome.
now you've got a listing.
Yeah.
So it goes back to what you're saying, Dr. Hank, about, the homeowners that are leasing and Airbnb, they are wanting out. And I'll tell you why. Number one reason I've heard from 4 of them in the last 2 weeks, the property taxes are killing them.
Mhm.
They do not get an exemption on these investment properties. And unless they've got a portfolio where they have several investment properties and they've made a business out of it, the people that have 1 or 2 or 3, they're not getting exemptions. They're paying full property tax.
Oh, homestead. Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They want out. They want out. So this is an incredible way to get listings.
Jeez. Just invaluable. Beautiful.
Hope that helps.
Oh my God, it was tremendous, and thank you. So with that, then I'm going to, so thank you so much, Teresa, and can you stop share, please, on your screen? That way we can all see each other. And so the last strategy, and it just played in perfectly with what Teresa was sharing, is the video strategy. So here's basically how it is. You just heard Teresa say, do video, I just got one. So I had Ryan do, I had Ryan do a video, and on that video, he did one of a business owner, and it was called Ozone, a place to get, I don't know, more oxygen in your body or something like that. So he went to this business owner, did a interview with her, interviewing her business, and he posted that. And he told me this morning, he got 22 leads from that because he mentioned that he was a real estate agent, et cetera. And he's the one just using video. He also went to a new home builder and said, hey, well, you know, talk with them, ask them questions, what they're doing, how many houses they have, you know, et cetera. And then he said, hey, well, if you want me to, I could, you know, tape you and do a video on you, and then I'll do a video of the neighborhood or a spec home, whatever. So he did a couple videos on that, and he got all kinds of responses back on that. And so this video thing, I have a podcast that I did with, I think, America's #1 video expert. If you want that video from me, he has a $30 million business consistently going all the time just because he interviews business. Now think about you connecting with your community now and wanting to offer to help local businesses and the community and to help the consumer, and to take videos with these business owners. And these business owners are just, you're cute, Teresa. These business owners are amazing. They want to share, hey, what their hours are, you know, what's going on with them. They maybe have a special for you. But what you're going to do is you're going to help business, because when all this stuff goes away, the bottom line is going to be people need jobs, people need money to live on, and so they're not going to be healthy and can't afford the doctor, etc. You know, if we don't have jobs. Well, we're going to be here to not only build our real estate business and everything, but build their businesses that I guarantee you will grow your business. And so Ryan used that just on videos in the last about 5 weeks, has $2.6 million worth of business, all because of videos. So we have given you so many beautiful divine ideas. And again, to write that down and, you know, think about the videos and helping businesses, because you can go to any business owner and guess what? Business owners, they own homes and, you know, are buying, selling homes. Their employees are. They know other people that are business owners, and you can literally have a fun time, invest a couple hours a week on doing these videos, doing a Facebook page. Like I told Ryan, do Ryan's Den. I don't know why, but God gave me that idea. So to start a new one on, you know, Ryan's Den. But like Ryan said, yeah, I'm having so much business here, and I'm getting so many referrals, and it's all because of this video. And we have, you know, so if you're interested and you say, hey, that's the one that gives a charge where I can go out and connect with the community, help these businesses, really get back to it, if you will, to be able to have everybody serve everybody with their services and expertise, that it's a great one, and then email me for the video. So with that, I'm going to say that we're done, but we're really not done, okay? So that concludes our mastermind group, but I'm gonna keep the recording on, and if you want to experience financial abundance, that if you want to play with me for the next 10 minutes or so, that we're going to go and we're going to talk to the source of everything that there is. We're going to talk to the source and request financial abundance, and it's going to be flowing to us. So again, for those of you that aren't interested in that you can get offered. Those of you that are interested in really going to the source and having financial abundance, hang on to your seats, folks. Here we go. So I'd like to, for all of us now, to go to the kingdom within us. I'd like you to close your eyes. And I want you to just start to relax. Just take everything that we've been sharing and just kind of take it out of your mind. And in fact, ask your mind. I ask to quiet my mind now. I ask to be the meek, to inherit the earth. I ask to relax. And in this stillness, all the answers, all the abundance is coming to you. So I want you to breathe in now, and it's breathe in 5 seconds, all the way to your toes, and breathe out. And for us to connect with God, with our higher self, with our soul, the fastest way is through our breath. So we're going to breathe for 1 minute, breathing in 5 seconds, and then breathing out 5 seconds. And as you breathe in the love of God. And as you breathe out any resistance, anything that you no longer want. Breathe it out. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe out. And now just relax and take these words as your own. These times we are living are times of blessings. And these words now will be of greatest advantage to you now and forevermore. Breathe deeply. And now connect with your higher self, with God, as together we embrace and emerge ourselves in these truths. I want to help you find the vibration, the signal, the connection to have financial abundance flow into your personal experience now. Listen to these truths, accept them, allow them in, and it will be done unto you. The stream of abundance is always flowing, and these times are creating the perfect time for you to receive the abundance that you have been asking for. This will be easy for you. Abundance will come quickly to you now, as you have already been well along your way to your abundance. There is power in these words, and as you are in a state of allowing, prosperity is flowing into your experience in magical and remarkable ways. Open yourself up now and receive these blessings bestowed upon you. As you allow and believe, your abundance will become evident. Simply shift your thoughts about money, about income, to feelings of eagerness and fun. Immediate financial manifestations will be evident simply by your shift in this attitude to being eager and having fun, with a high expectation of so much flowing to you, of service and love and happiness and joy and money and income and business. It's all flowing to you. The path to financial abundance, Divine One, is an emotional path, and you have the power in this red hot moment to feel better. You need do nothing but relax into this natural state of ease, of relief, of oneness, of good feelings and well-being. Abundance expands to match your desires. The thoughts that you are thinking about abundance will lead you to your dreams. The fastest way, that's right, the fastest way to an improved financial condition is to simply look for pleasing things that you already have. I would ask that you sit down and write down all the wonderful people, things, opportunities, and most of all, the wonderful you, the divine you that has the love and the power to create anything that you desire with God. As you seek and find those things that are playing out in your life, more of these things will come, and it will come quickly now. These times you are living is creating new desires that will create a brighter future for you, your family, your loved ones, for your friends, and all of us together here at One. Every time you are feeling good, you are accomplishing the feeling of abundance. As you allow and believe this to be so, everything that you have asked for is making its way right to you now. You, oh powerful one, have raised your vibration to that of your desires. Simply by improving your emotional state of being, and oh my, how each one of us feels so good now. So confident, so assured, so knowing of our bright now and our brighter future. It is as easy as this, and we all have the power to feel good now. Abundance flows now to you. Relax and enjoy the magic happen. Feel appreciation for what you have now and eagerness for all that is now coming your way. And this is now done unto you. And so it is. Amen. Breathe deeply, relax, open up your eyes, and welcome to this beautiful, beautiful world that we call life. Woo! How's everybody feeling? I feel good, like I knew that I would. So good, so good, so good, so good, yeah. So, Abundant Money Sing Along. We like to laugh and have more fun. We like to laugh and have more fun as we increase our income.
As we increase our income.
Abundant mindset is our new game.
Abundant mindset is our new game.
And money is our middle name.
Money is our middle name.
You can watch our blessings rise.
You can watch our blessings rise
As God gets us to magnetize.
as God gets
magnetized.
We love having good feeling thoughts.
We love
having good feeling thoughts.
And then all we need to do is watch.
And then all we do is watch.
As the Father does the work, my friends. And I love you. We just need to ask for, watch what you're asking for. Make sure it's everything that you want. And with that, I say goodbye, but I'm going to hang on here. And if anybody wants to share any and everything, let's share and kind of get together. Let's connect, baby.
Well, I would like to start off by saying, if I may.
You bet, Danny.
Okay. Well, I did receive a phone call this morning on another family that knows me from the past that wants to list a house in Lancaster. They'll let me know by Friday.
Yay.
And the ranch that I was supposed to be possibly listing, another ranch in Buffalo, they want to meet with me again on Saturday.
Woohoo!
and I'm going to keep trying. I love that idea that Teresa was talking about when you said about the leases. I had no idea that we could do that. That is awesome. And then
Right.
Dr. Hank, I never thought about the fact that they're not concerned about the price of the house. It's the monthly payment that they're concerned about. And
Yeah.
that gives us a lot of freedom to think about what we can do to encourage people,
Yeah.
because I'm going to get on my KB core and all the wonderful things you've taught us today. I'm going to send it to every client that I have out there. And it's about 400 active clients that I'm dealing with right now. And I hope and pray that it'll work.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And again, I would invite all of them to tomorrow's event. And it doesn't matter whether they show up or not. You showed, and it's your leadership. Don't care what anybody does or says. It's your leadership on, I care about you and I want to help you with your health, wealth, and success. And when you come across that sincere, you'll be on the top of mind and top of heart of all of them. And I just love that, Danny, and I'm so, so happy for you. Victor, can you just share with us on what's going on with you?
Yes, of course, Dr. Hank. So yeah, I have a couple of houses that I am working with, sellers. So there's one that's in California, and over the weekend, that one got an offer for it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, it was only on the market for about, I say 18, 19 days. So there was a lot of traffic. There's been a lot of buyers out and about, so which is really good.
That's awesome. And to help us with that, you're in DFW. You're in Texas. They're in California. Yes. How is that deal? Where is the house? Is the house in California?
Yes, the house is in California. A little bit about how I got that referral was last year I had gone to Thailand. And so, you know, I love to talk about how I'm a realtor, and I tell everybody about that. So even their moms. So everybody and their mom, I try to tell them that, you know, what I do. And so, you know, I talked to a bunch of people over there when I was in Thailand, and there's a lot of people that were, you know, here in the United States and all across the world. So I kind of built that relationship. And so there was somebody that was from California, and, you know, I just connected through them through social media and stuff like that. So I kind of just followed up with them. And then, you know, a couple months ago, he was like, hey, you know, I have my family, my mom and my dad want to go ahead and sell their house. Can you kind of help them? They're maybe interested in moving to Texas. And I'm like, yeah, of course. So I went ahead and used the system that we have, the workplace network. Yeah. And I went ahead and found a good real estate agent out there. And so went ahead and listed it, and, you know, it's under contract now. So hopefully everything goes well, and, you know, they can close within 30 days. So
yeah, and everything is going to go well for sure. And then Danny, you're looking forward to Friday, them saying yes on that. And just to be clear, so you can actually do business under our business model. You can do business anywhere in the United States and make money on it. And so it's all under the same purse string, so you really get paid. And, you know, it's just a phenomenal opportunity here for everybody. And so how many deals, you're a new, relatively new agent, and again, don't tell anybody that you know, you're an experienced agent with the most experienced real estate team in America, but you know, for our purposes, that you're relatively new. And so how many deals like do you have, or what you got? So you were saying, what do you got going right now?
Yes, so in the last couple of months, I actually bought a house back at the end of February.
Awesome.
So yes, thank you. And so that was in February, and then just recently sold a house last week. That one was in Irving. And so the seller of that house, it was a rental. And so kind of like what Teresa was saying, is that she wanted to go ahead and sell that house, and then she also wanted to downsize. So she wanted, she liked what I was doing with the rental. And so I went ahead and sold her, I'm selling her house now.
That's
great. Yeah, so we're getting a lot of traffic with that house too. There's just, and you're right, there's a shortage of houses right now. So it's the prices are kind of staying they haven't been dropping. I haven't seen that. So,
Right.
yeah. And yeah, so it's just, there's that one. And then there was also another referral that I'm leasing, that I'm selling right now. And that one is in Fate, Texas. And so, yeah, it's just different.
So you got
I'm
5
really
deals working right now? Is that it?
What was that?
Is it 5 deals altogether that you're working right now? Transactions?
Yeah, there's also, let's see, I just sold one. There's the one in California. There was the one in Capel, one in Fate, and then I'm also working with some buyers. They went ahead and got a
So that's 8 deals, guys, and
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, woohoo! Congratulations. That's just so much fun. So
Thank
that's
you.
what happens. And again, if you're not right now yet, selling that, if you haven't closed deals, whatever, you just need to, you don't need to go to Thailand, okay, in order to be successful. What you need to do is just say, hey, what do I love? If you're looking at just the money and the deal and to get it done, go someplace else, because you're not going to get that. That if you're looking at, hey, how can I serve? How can I help people? That what's fun, what's exciting? Is it new homes? Is it new home buyers, those millennials? What is it that I want? And just find that path. Your lighted path is when you feel good, because when you feel good, you're with God, and thus everything just starts sparking and the magic happens. And that's what you'll start seeing if you just relax and just allow God to do the work, and for you to just start thinking about, oh, what a magnificent life that, I love being like Victor, that, that I just love that. And if Victor can do it, I know I can do it. And so thus, I'm going to go get a bunch of deals too. And don't say 8 deals, just say, hey, I'm going to go serve some people. I'm going to go help. And then you'll see it'll come to you, but you got to go to where the energy is. If you think about, gee, where's my stuff? You'll never get your stuff, because that's doubt. And we need to replace doubt with belief, and to believe that you have the power with God to co-create and to have everything you want. When you ask for something, God makes more of it. So even though Victor said, hey, there's a housing shortage, I'm telling you, if there's a buyer and they want a certain house somewhere, that God will make that abundance there, okay? So don't buy into anything as far as lack and limitation, that you just buy into you and the power that you have with the Almighty. And so with that, any other thoughts, comments?
Yeah, just to kind of follow up on what you were saying is, yeah, I am using my background to kind of create more relationships. I went to the University of Texas A&M. So, I'm just on Facebook, I'm just, adding people that went to the same university and the different groups that I was involved with over there. And so, I'm just trying to get my name out there and get more exposure.
Yeah. And so, you don't have to recreate anything. It's right in front of you. And so I always share with people that, it really is in front of you. It's a matter of what kind of glasses, do we have on? Are we looking through those rose-colored glasses, or are we looking through, do we have blinders on? And so it's right there in front of you. So it's the people the relatives. So, and again, you can't be thinking, God, I hope I get a deal out of this. It's more about, hey, I want to connect with these people. They're old friends. It's great. And get the word out, because my service is, I can give them the American dream. Who else can say such a thing? That we can give people the American dream. Woohoo! Fantastic. Any other thoughts, comments? Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are just great, divine ones. I love you. Big hug, big kisses. And then we'll see you tomorrow at 12. Again, invite everybody you can. Do it with love. And it doesn't matter if they come or not, but invite them to health, wealth, success. And then Thursday, of course, for all agents, to take them to a whole new level of wealth and abundance like we've seen here today. With that, I love you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dr. Hank.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.